trying to figure out how I'm gonna get on my deal. I'm a bad boy, I'm reverend, I feel like I'm me. Bitch with me, but she got me by eight, cause you know Lil Uzi do not want no kid. Don't ride no paper, my niggas, they action. We walk with bananas that potential great. Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Ocean.
Hey guys, Moj here, back with another tutorial. This one's going to be a bit more advanced and it's going to need my new editing pack that I'm releasing. So in this tutorial, I'm going to cover how to use the effects from my pack and how to recreate them so you guys can play around with all the settings and stuff. And again, the clip's going to be in the description alongside the link to the pack. So before I get started on the tutorial, I'm just going to let you guys know that you're going to need a bunch of plugins for these presets to work. The plugins that you're going to need are Sapphire, BCC, Magic Bullet Looks, Twixtor, RSMB, and Twitch. So you can find all of these plugins for free online if you're smart enough and do some research. Also, if you guys haven't watched my other tutorial that I posted last week, it might be a bit hard for you guys to understand what to do, so I recommend you guys check that out. So the first thing you need to do is download my editing pack. To do that, literally just click the link in the description. After that's downloaded, you're going to want to import the presets. To do that, what you want to do is you want to right click here and then click import presets and then import your presets, right? I've already got them imported, so I'm not going to do it. So now that we've got the presets imported, we want to click sequence. So first, you actually have to make your project. So to do that, I'm just going to import some clips in. Alright, so I've got my clips in, same clips I used for the other tutorial. I've already got my markers on. So instead of using Too Dangerous for my song, I'm actually going to be using Club, which is a Juice WRLD mashup. It's got pretty good beats, so it should be pretty good to edit to. Alrighty, so now I've got my song on. I'm just going to make this a bit shorter. And I've got everything synced how I want it. So now we're going to start with velocity and how to use the velocity presets in the pack. To do that, just open my pack and go into syncing and velocity. So for velocity, all you gotta do, it's really simple, is go 5 frames before the beat. So see here, 5 frames before here. You wanna hold shift and go 5 frames to the left, like that. And you just make a cut, and that's it. So all you have to do is for every beat, you go 5 frames to the left, and cut it. Just like that. And you do that for every single beat. Alright, so I've cut 5 frames before every single beat, and you should have something that looks like this after you've done that. All you gotta do is highlight all of these, and then drag on my beat blur mode, and drag on my flow Twixtor, right? And I've got on my flow Twixtor, so now you should have something that looks like this. Also, I forgot to say this again, but your sequence settings must be at 60 FPS for my presets to work, otherwise they're going to look really whack. Alright, so now I've got all of this ready, and it's pretty good already. What you can do is you can add on Twitch beat. So what Twitch does is it's like a small shake. It is a bit aggressive, but if you want, you can play around with settings and everything. I usually don't add it on most like montages. Yo, Mirage from the future here. So just letting you guys know, for the Twixtor settings, you might have to adjust these last 2 keyframes depending on how spaced out the beats are. So it should look something like this, but let's just say it's a bit closer like this. What you want to do is you just want to highlight these 2 and make them closer towards the end, right? That's pretty much it for syncing. Now you can move on to your impacts. For impacts, all you gotta do, leave it like this. So you see how it's 5 frames, and what you want to do is you just want to nest all of these until it's up to the end of the clip. So you can see this is where the new clip starts. You just want to highlight all of these, right click and click nest, so that it groups the clips together, right? And then you just want to drag on whichever impacts you want. I'm going to be using Tilt Shake 2 and RGB, right? Because why not? Let me just play this back. And there we go, we have a pretty simple impact. If you can stack these on top of each other, so I can add my glow impact as well. I'd say you only use multiple impacts when it's like on a beat drop or anything. So we just do that for every single kill. I'll be back after I've done that. Alright, I've got all my impacts on, I'm gonna render one more time. Alright, so now we've got our impacts on, we've got our syncing done. All we gotta do is add our build-ups and our transitions. So for build-ups, all you really gotta do is follow what it says on the preset. So for example, my pinch chroma build-up, it says to go 35 left, which means you go 35 frames to the left, which means you hold shift and go left arrow key 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And just drag that on. And that's it. Alright, so for build-ups, I wouldn't add them on every single kill, really just on like the important kills, which are on like the beat on the base drop, I mean. Because if you add on every single kill, it will just feel overused and not really as impactful. So build-up's done. I'm not going to really add any more build-ups. So for the ones that don't say how many frames you have to go to the left, it doesn't really matter. You can make it as short or as long as you want. Alright, so transitions. These transitions are not mine, and as I did last time, I'll leave them in the description for you guys to watch the video and download. I also added a few of my own, so I've got my swish left. These aren't the best transitions, by the way. These are just like if you're in a rush. And you can pretty much just adjust the size of these just by going like this. So I've also got my zoom out ones, which is the exact same as these. Same way you use those. I'm gonna add transitions and I'll be back after that. Alright, transitions are done. Oh, I actually forgot about one thing. How audio build-ups. Audio build-ups work in the same way as our normal build-ups. We just cut, except this time we cut on the beat. And you can make it however long you want. So for audio build-ups, I'm gonna go my muffle build-up. And then all we gotta do is we gotta press play. And that muffles the audio. So I've got two types of muffles. I've got my low pass muffle, which is gonna make it, which is like my standard muffle. And then I've got my high pass one. Sounds like that. Alright. That's pretty much it for this tutorial. So I'll just export and then I'll teach you guys how to add on the color corrections. Alrighty, so that's exported. Let me just drag it back on, just like this. And for our color correction and motion blur, what we gotta do is drag and drop. So I'm gonna be using CC2, it's my favorite one. If you want, you can combine these and you can change the intensities of all of them. So I wanna go maybe 40% on this one. Make sure to not make these too strong, by the way, because if you overpower your color corrections, you'll be able to see what's going on in the montage. And for my RSMB, all I gotta do is drag on Mirage RSMB. Also, if you guys want more of an edit look rather than like a highlight type look, you can change your sequence settings to 30 FPS to make your RSMB stand out more, and it gives it a more cinematic feel to like the whole montage. So play this back at 30, it should look something like this. Let me just render again one more time. Alright, so your finished montage should look something like this.
Reverend, I feel like I'm
and all that just from a few presets. Alright, so that's really it for this tutorial, right? It's a pretty fine montage, and that's all just from these presets. Let me know if you guys want any more tutorials on specific aspects of editing. Also, feel free to DM me on Discord if you're having any troubles with a pack or need any help. So, my next video is hopefully going to be a collab with Trix and a few other editors like Amar. So keep an eye out for that, and I guess I'll see you guys then.